Hello my friends, welcome to another episode of Path of Exile. My name is Wilfred. So it's been a while since I played Path of Exile, mainly because I've been distracted by so many other games, especially the Diablo 3 kind of Season 20 has been quite involving with my friends and my wife as well, and I've been playing a little bit of Green Dawn, and also I'm trying out a new game called the Plebby Quest. If I get anywhere deep into the game, I'll probably do another video on that. But yeah, I mean, Path of Exile is always a game that is pretty fun to go back to, especially for this league. I like the league mechanic a lot because you know that the action is just waiting for you at the entrance of any instance or dungeon, and you know that once you get in, the first thing you do is look up for the portal and do some kind of crazy kind of rushing here and there, follow the mist and all. So yeah, I mean, I always enjoy playing Path of Exile. It's one of those games whereby I find it that for me, I do need to take a break from time to time. I don't know how you guys deal with the whole Path of Exile thing. It can get really engrossing. The only thing you can think of is just your build and the gear and so on and so forth, and it does affect me too. But once in a while, I tend to just take a break and then go back to it again. And I'm hoping that I can still get somewhere in this game before before the league ends, because somehow Path of Exile, the pace is very fast. I think you guys are crazy. I mean, you guys are really good at the game mechanic and so on. To you guys, I mean, maybe just a couple of days you get to the end game kind of thing. But for me, I just need to take a couple of weeks and just to get there slowly but surely kind of thing. So yeah, I mean, I always have fun. I always enjoy Path of Exile. It's one of those games that is very fast paced and very fun. In fact, when I try to go back to Path of Exile today, I was trying very hard to get back to the rhythm, because as you play a couple other games like Green Dawn or Diablo 3, all this control, all this rhythm, and everything changes. And Path of Exile is kind of demanding when it comes to the whole reaction time and so on and so forth, in a different way, whereby Diablo is it's very kind of nice. There's a lot of fast pace as well, but it's sort of you kind of know the rhythm and what to do. But in Path of Exile, you kind of have to get back to the rhythm, so I had to remember to summon the zombie, get a desecrate, get some zombie in, and then I will start to get some skeleton, and I get my golem up as well. And if there's a big pack going on, I'll just summon my veil, kind of like a skeleton, and it's and in the middle of it, I have to remember casting the flash offering. In the middle of it, I have to remember to use my flask as well, effectively, which flask to pop and so on. There are 4 of them, and I have to remember, okay, for poison is number 3, for bleeding is number 4, for armor is number whatever. So yeah, it's a lot of mental kind of exercise there, but it does got me a few rounds. Maybe I did around 2 or 3 of the same map, this whole map here, and I managed to get a whole kind of rhythm to it. So yeah, I mean, I think I'm getting back to the game in some sense. I'm hoping to be able to a bit further, but yeah, I mean, this league is wonderful. There's a lot of good loot I've been keep having from the legendary that drops, the currency that drop, and special shout out to my friends as well. Yoshi has met me up in the game today, passing some really good stuff, and I'm still trying to digest how to incorporate the whole thing into all the gear into the build I'm having. A Path of Exile is not as straightforward as just grab a gear, plug it in and it works. It doesn't. You have to make sure that the Zam colors are of the right kind of allocation to it. You have to make sure that you link things correctly. You have to make sure that it works with the passive, and last but not the least, you hope that the resistance is not dropping below a certain point, and your life is of a certain value. So it's really complex, and I'm at the stage whereby, and I can't remember what level I was in. I kind of I'm not paying attention to the whole leveling anymore. I just keep going, and it does get a little bit hairy sometimes. Now my resistance is all at the cap at this level so far, but I do get some moment whereby my health is ooh, that is pretty a thin line there. It's just almost oops, kind of die kind of thing, but still it's pretty strong. And the good thing about the summoner build I've got, and I've said it many times as well in the past, is that I'm able to just mesh things up in a little bit the way that I want it to be. There's a lot of leeway when it comes to the dam that you put it in. Not necessarily have to be the most automobile, I must say. And it's fun because other builds sometimes you struggle. I mean, I did struggle with the Path of Exile builds in the past, whereby I have to get the exact right kind of dam to link it up, otherwise it just wouldn't work. But for my summoner, it seems pretty forgiving in the sense that, well, good thing about it is it's pretty strong, I would say. And it's pretty forgiving in the sense I could mix things a little bit and not doing the most optimum kind of way to do things, and it still kind of works. So yeah, I'm kind of happy about it. And I think back to the whole defense or health kind of like issue I have, usually what I've got is that I can't really see. I have trained myself to it. I can't really see a thing on the ground, be as poison, and especially with all this mist that happens. I find it, I don't know how you guys do it, but I find it really, really hard. Like in Diablo 3, right, I can see exactly where I'm standing, like, oh, okay, I have to get away from that patch there. It's very obvious when there's poison on the ground, then there's like fire on the ground, when there's like a arcane beam, and in Diablo 3 you can just navigate across because you know exactly what is there, compared to the Path of Exile is like there's some smoke somewhere, like dark green smoke or dark black smoke somewhere, layer underneath the mist that is going around, and I find it really, really hard to do it. But I guess that every game has their own challenge, and I recall that in the past there's some reflect damage kind of thing I need to watch out for in Path of Exile, but I'm hoping that I don't need to get to that stage yet, because as a summoner I believe that it probably won't reflect upon me, probably reflect upon the zombies or whatever I have so far. So yeah, I mean, I'm still doing this zombie build with a skeleton, golem, flash offering, a little bit of veil skeleton if I can, and I just discovered that you could hold a control key to access the second hotbar. So I've always been wondering, like, unlike Diablo, right, that there's no option for you to have a second kind of hotbar. Even Green Dawn has it. They have like 10 buttons plus the second hotbar. There's a lot of buttons there. But for Path of Exile, I just recently discovered that you can hold the control key and then toggle to another hotbar and say, oh, that's cool. Why? Because now I could put things like flash offering onto that, because I don't really click that often, and sometimes I accidentally click that. You really don't want to get there. And I could put that veil skeleton inside as well. So yeah, I mean, I'm having a lot of fun, and and still pushing harder as ever on this one. And I mean, I don't know when the league ends though, because Path of Exile seems to me that Path of Exile, the league ends quite fast compared to, say, other games like Diablo 3, I guess, because Diablo 3, I think due to this whole situation in the world, it is going to be last a while for the season 20. So I don't know about Path of Exile yet, but another thing that you will see in later on the clip is that I've done some excursion. Now I think you guys know that the last time I did it, I can't remember what was the last league that I've done. Maybe it's ABs, maybe it's something else, and I miss a lot of things, like the beast. I thought it was very fun. There are 3 beasts running around that you have to capture. There are 4 of them or 5 of them. You have to capture them. I thought it was quite fun. I still don't know what to do with those beasts yet, but one day I'll get there. And then I've done some like the delve, I think that's what I call it. Just like like I just accompanying the truck or whatever that go inside the mine, and you have to stay around that. It remind me a little bit like Heroes of the Storm, I would say, or Overwatch, I guess. Just to stay with the vehicle, and that was kind of fun. And another thing is excursion. Now, as for the life of me, I still don't understand how excursion works. Although I read a lot of tooltips on the map itself, I do not know what exactly I need to do except to kill things fast, and loot some of the things that dropped there. Because it was saying that there was a risk, there's a return kind of thing. So yeah, I mean incursion, not excursion, incursions. So I don't know, and it seems to pop on my map quite a fair bit, the incursion. So I think I'm trying to get the hang of it. I think incursion is is something that potentially I may like, but it just ends too fast for me. Maybe I'm just not doing it right. I want it to last a little bit longer, or it's just one of those things that not supposed to last any longer anyway. So yeah, I mean, but I like the colorful kind of like a theme to the whole incursion, because in Path of Exile, the main game, is either gray or dark gray or more gray or black, or sometimes it's green, of course, when you go outdoor. But that is usually the color theme of the whole thing. And of course, you go to the corruption kind of area, it's a little bit reddish. But so far, from what I see, it's usually just gray and black, and so on and so forth. But so when I go to incursion, I was very pleasantly surprised by the colorfulness of it. Something quite different. The only thing, like I said, I really wish that it lasts a little bit longer. Yeah, I mean that is I think there's a clip coming up on the incursion in just a bit. But I mean, as you can see, there's plenty of loots in this league. And you know, and I'm trying to slowly build my build around what I need to do. I think I still need to do the what is it called, the, you know, the labyrinth thingy for these difficulties, or this, I don't know what you call it, this act or whatever it is. So I will try to get it done. It's always one of the things that I hated most to do in Path of Exile, just because it's so unforgiving when you can't finish the kind of like you know, when you get defeated inside a lab, you have to do it all over again. And I never quite liked the whole trap idea. I really can't see a thing below, and I still think that it's not. I mean, I get it. It's kind of fun mechanic, but it's just a little bit too punishing. But yeah, I mean, I think I have to do the lab next. And we'll see. Maybe the next video I'll do is just lab, the next level of the lab, and I'm still trying to solve the mystery here and there. But yeah, I mean that is I wish there was like I wish there was a way to do a lab that is a lot easier to like, you know. But yeah, it's just one of those things in Path of Exile that always put me off a little bit, I would say, because I always hesitate to continue when I say, oh no, I will do a lap again. And then after that, you've done it, I say, oh, whew, nice, I got the pawns in my ascendancy. And then guess what? You have to do another one and another one until you hit all the. I think there are four of them so far. So I've done one. But yeah, I think I'll eventually need to do another one. So yeah, I mean, thank you very much for tuning in, and this is the last bit of it. I hope you've got to enjoy whatever you're doing, be as you know, Path of Exile or Green Dawn or Diablo, or in fact Animal Crossing. Some of my friends are playing Animal Crossing in Nintendo Switch. I was like, what? But yeah, I mean, this also seems to be another game that is rather fun to play. And yeah, I mean, you know, with the whole situation right now, a lot of people are just you know, playing games these days, and you know, online and so on and so forth. So yeah, I guess yeah, that's all I would like to share with you today. And as always, welcome to put in any comments below to guide me, help me to do a little bit better in terms of Path of Exile. And man, those beams are so painful. Yeah, just and as you can see, there's quite a lot of when I summon the Val skeleton. I don't know whether you saw it in sometimes it pops. It's really fun. There's quite a lot of them. Just the whole screen full of skeleton. Well, I'm a summoner so far. So anyway, talk to you again soon. Stay safe. Goodbye.